All right, what is going on, you beautiful people of YouTube? Welcome back to the Zero to Funded series. Today, guys, we are going to be going over how to read a candlestick chart. Now, if you guys are not completely new to trading, this video is probably going to be pretty useless to you. It's going to be very basic information, as yesterday's video was. But like I said in yesterday's episode, we are going to just be starting out bare bones basics. And then as we progress through the series, we will get into the more complicated stuff. So this is going to be a quick one. Reading a candlestick chart is obviously essential, and it is very simple. But if you don't know how to do it, it can be pretty confusing. But luckily, you're in the right place. So how to read a candlestick chart, TradingView.com. That is the website that we're going to be using, that I use, that pretty much everyone I know uses to do their charting on. So go ahead, hop onto TradingView.com, create an account. It's totally free, and get all set up on there, and you can probably find your way to something that looks like this. Now, your chart is going to look a lot different than this. I mean, like the colors and stuff. You can customize it if you right-click on the screen and you click like on the settings. You can mess with all the settings and change around all the colors and stuff like that. Me personally, I have my chart looking just like this. I have these white candles as my bullish candles and my red candles as these just like hollow white outlines. But this is pretty much what any chart looks like, right? Any person who trades, any day trader, when they are charting, they are looking at a chart that looks like this. Like I said, the colors and all that kind of stuff may vary, but there is always going to be candles. Now, candles consist of a couple of different parts, okay? So we're going to take a look over here. Ignore this little thing on the right-hand side. We're going to get into that. That's something that that is also very essential, called time frames, which but first we're going to go over candlesticks. So candlesticks look like this. Once again, this is what they look like on the chart. This is what they look like individually. So you have two different kinds of candles right here. You have a green one or a bullish one, and you have a red one or a bearish one. A lot of times you will hear someone call, those terms are interchangeable, green or bullish. Bullish means up, bearish means down. So, starting with the green candle or the bullish candle, there are two parts of a candle. There is the wick, which is this line on the top and the bottom. Those are called the wicks. And the body, which is the rectangle part in the middle. So, two different parts of a candle. You have the wicks, which are the lines, and you have the body. Pretty simple. Now, there are four. This is what the candles tell us and how to read them. You have four parts of the candle. The very top of the wick is the high. The very bottom of a wick of a candle is a low. And for a green candle, the bottom of the body is the open and the top of the body is the close. Now, what does all that mean? Like, it's the high, the low, the close, the open of what exactly? Well, each candle represents price movement within a certain period of time. Now, how we specify that certain period of time when we're actually looking at our chart is by selecting a time frame, which is what this little thing is over here on the right-hand side. This is a drop-down on the top left corner of your screen on TradingView is where you're going to be able to select a time frame. Whatever option I choose right here on this drop-down is what each candle is going to represent. How long each candle took to play out is going to be selected on this little drop-down right here, your time frame. Pretty much, say, for example, just for the example's sake, I have the 3-minute time frame highlighted right here. Okay? If I selected the 3-minute time frame and I was looking at my chart right here on the 3-minute time frame, each one of these candles represents 3 minutes of price movement. Okay? So that means this candle right here took 3 minutes to form. This candle right here took 3 minutes to form. This candle right here took 3 minutes to form. This candle right here took 3 minutes to form. This candle right here took 3 minutes to form. You get the idea. Every single candle that you are looking at right now, if I was on the 3-minute time frame, would have taken 3 full minutes to form. Now, if I was on the 1 hour time frame, each one of these candles would have taken an hour to form. So pretty much whatever time frame you're on is how long each candle represents worth of price movement. Meaning that if I'm on the 3-minute time frame, which is the time frame that I primarily trade on, if a green candle were to start, the open would be the beginning of that 3 minutes. And during that 3 minutes, price was moving up and down, up and down, up and down. It eventually, during that 3 minutes, got as high as this, and it also got as low as this, and it ended up finishing that 3 minutes right here. Now, the reason that this candle is a green candle is because price ended higher than it opened at the end of that 3 minutes. Ultimately meaning that price made a move up, and that is represented by a bullish candle. Now, on the flip side, the only difference between a red candle and a green candle is the open and close. The high and the low is the same, right? The high is the top of the wick, and the low is the bottom of the wick. But the body is going to be red in color by default. And let's say we're on the 3-minute time frame again. Say price opened here. Okay? In the 3 minutes, price got as high as this. Price got as low as all the way down here. And then we were, moving up all the way up and down. 3 minutes is going by. Price is moving, all around. It gets all the way up here. And then at the end of that 3 minutes, it ends right here. That's going to be the close. Now that makes this a red candle because price closed lower than it opened in that 3 minutes, or whatever time frame you're on, right? I'm just saying 3 minutes repeatedly because that's what we're using as an example in this scenario for me to explain it to you guys. But that ultimately means in that 3 minutes or whatever time frame you're on, like I just said, price moved down, and that is represented by a red candle. Now, if we go on to our actual chart, this is what mine looks like. Once again, you can see up here is where you are going to select your time frame. If you star them, like if you hover over them, you can click on the star and it will basically make a favorite bar. Or pro hack, if you're on your keyboard, if you have a full-size keyboard, you can actually just type a number. So say I wanted to go on the 5-minute time frame, I would just click 5 on my keyboard and hit enter. That would change my thing to the 5-minute time frame. Now, right here, this is going to be a little quick TradingView lesson. Up here is where you are going to select your, oops, I did not mean to do that, is where you're going to select your symbol. Now, on TradingView, you can pretty much pull up anything. They have indices, they have Forex pairs, they have commodities, they have pretty much everything on here that you can look at. So you can see as soon as I pull up just by default, we've got a bunch of big names in the NASDAQ up here, NVIDIA, Amazon, Shopify, Ford, Netflix, a bunch of stuff. But the ticker for NQ, which is the NASDAQ, which is what I mainly trade, what I'm going to be teaching you guys to trade, is NQ. And it's going to be that first one right there. Now, I actually use the ticker called MNQ1 exclamation point. And that is this. I'm going to get more into depth what that means and stuff later, so don't worry about it too much right this second. But go on to TradingView, find your way over to this ticker. This is going to be the NASDAQ. This is what we're going to be looking at. Go through all the time frames, click through all the time frames. So just for example's sake, let's say I go on the 5-minute time frame. Every single one of these candles represents 5 minutes worth of price movement, right? You can see right here on the right-hand side, there is a timer also. Now that is how long there is until this candle closes. So this candle opened at 4:10 p.m. It's 4:13 p.m. at the time that I'm recording this. And also, if I go down here on the bottom and hover my cursor over, you can see at the bottom right here, it says 4:10 p.m. So that candle opened at 4:10 p.m. and it is now 4:14 p.m. So this candle has 50 seconds before it closes. That's the 5-minute time frame. If I went on to the 15-minute time frame, you can see that this timer also is about to end because it's about to be 4:15. If I went on to the hourly time frame, if I type 1H, you can see the timer now says 45 minutes until this candle closes. Pretty much, guys, whatever time frame you're on is pretty much, you're basically selecting how long every single candle takes to print. I know that is very straightforward, and I just repeated the same thing about 7 different fucking times, but I really just need to drill it home really need to drill home the basics for those of you that are brand new. Obviously, if you're on the 1 minute time frame, there's going to be a lot more candles constantly printed than if you're on the 1 hour time frame, right? Basically, once you guys get more advanced in trading, you will pretty much be able to see how all the time frames kind of tie together, right? This is the 5 minute time frame, and I could already tell you what the 1, 2, and 3 minute time frames would look like just by looking at this chart. And that's something that has just come to me with years of experience, and it will for you as well. Also, if you're interested in customizing your chart settings, if you right-click anywhere on your screen and hit settings right here, you can mess with all the settings, canvas, all the different color stuff, all the different candle color stuff, so you can change your chart up to exactly how you like to be, just customized to you the way. Why did my camera just freeze? Why did my camera just freeze? Hold on, guys. All right. Not sure what that was about, but that is pretty much it, guys. That's going to be, I know it was a super quick video today, but like I said, we're starting on the basic stuff, and then we are going to be going into the more advanced stuff. But what I want you guys to do, this is your homework. I want you to go on to TradingView, and I want you to just play around with it. I want you to look on TradingView. I want you to click around. I want you to check out, just some different time frames. Pretty much just get comfortable on TradingView. Take a look around it. There's a lot of stuff on here. So hop on TradingView, make an account, like I said, totally free. Get yourself set up. And tomorrow, we are going to go over exactly how to, one, set up an account, a demo account that you can actually trade on. And we're going to be going over, I'm not going to say too much right now, to be honest, because I haven't really thought about exactly what I'm going to post yet. But we're going to be going over that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 3. Good shit showing up again. Let's fucking go.